Welcome to the Augmentation of Man. I am Renee Miller.
I'm Kent, and I would like to say something from the start. A lot of things have been happening. The computer does its own thing. The dam
To the
on the
pond.
verge, the pond, the dam on the pond was on the verge of collapsing. The roof leaking. Um, the electricity had gone out, and we're on generator right now for the second day. All these things keep happening, and just now we had to restart the computer and do this over again. Something is going on. I don't know what, but I'm going to find out.
And so we have to draw this connection with what is going on in our world today. Um, so we've got all this chaos in our own lives. I'm sure other people do too. And the pressure is mounting. Same thing is going on in this world. And how is it all correlated? How does it all relate? And that's what we're going to be talking about today is war and the chaos, everything that is happening. What is it if we are here as spiritual beings in a physical existence, here to learn? What is it that we are supposed to learn from all of this that's going on today? And so join us on this spiritual
Well,
journey.
yeah, journey, it's true. Because the whole world, not just United States and Israel and Russia and Ukraine are at war. The whole world is at war because there are wars going on in the world that do not reach the news. The news do not talk about it, but there is war throughout this world. And in 2007, I had gotten into meditation. What is really going to happen? There's going to be a total world war.
Mhm. So do you want to deliver the message
Well, it says
that
prepare the anvil. And we are going to begin remaking this world.
this is the actual message that you heard back in 2007?
Like the anvil is going to be used to make the tools to remake the world. And I said I saw a sword across the anvil, which is a signature or a symbol of war. It's a fighting sword. And then I saw the sword of war in making that sword of war into peace. In other words, peace will eventually follow this world war of chaos. I don't know when this peace is going to happen, but peace will follow. So I think that's what it means. But the anvil is used to make war right now. And I was told that war was coming back in 2007, and it's here. So this anvil also will make the peace. But first, we'll see war.
And so here is another lesson that we received while Kent was in meditation or in a trance state. The lesson is man needs to relearn vibration. The sound of the fire, the drum, the flute, the gong, all of these are vibration. All these taught vibration, not a machine that does it for you. So it's not like we can learn about vibration off of the computer or some app. We have to learn how to decipher the vibration and learn because we are vibration. We have our own vibrational signature. We're living in a pool of vibration. And what we're doing is we're feeling and sensing, we're using our senses to decipher what this vibration is and what it means and to learn from it. And we add that to the knowledge of the soul. And so continuing on with this lesson.
War is vibration.
Right.
All world
Yeah.
war is putting vibration all over this earth.
Mhm.
And those outside of Earth that have been visiting Earth for thousands of years are looking down and saying, why? Why do you want to come here? Because all the human race knows is destruction right now.
But we are at such a basic level of learning in our spiritual evolution. And war is one of the vibrations that we have still yet to complete in our learning process.
But war has been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah. So, but we close out the vibrations. So we're not learning particularly quickly because we don't understand the rules of the game, right? So they're telling us that we're here to learn and we're here to learn about vibration. And every event puts out a vibration. And we use the senses of the physical body to interpret that vibration and to learn from it. So even our walk, our breathing, our smell, our speech, everyone has a vibration that they are putting out through all of these things. And yet we have lost our way because we don't remember this. It has not been passed down through the generations about vibration and how we learn. So we have to be able to get back to those basics, and that will help enable us to speed up the learning process.
Yeah, but this doesn't include all humans because humans are pushing away the learning process. They're pushing away anything they have to learn because they want to be comfortable in what they feel
Mhm.
is in their realm right this instant. So they push away
Mhm.
everything of learning.
So we're creatures of comfort and we always seek the easy path, but sometimes we need to learn the things the hard way. And those actually cement the lesson much better.
And the hard ways are coming. In
And
fact, they're happening.
yeah, and so um, we were told that there was going to be a first strike. We were told this several times that the banks would be in chaos, that it would be the beginning of chaos. So is this the first strike?
Yeah, the question is this the first strike?
Or does the first strike go back to what happened to Israel
No,
in
I don't
October?
think that was the first strike. Or is the first strike yet to come?
Mhm.
I,
So we have to ask ourselves that. What do we have to learn from this war? And the other thing is that we've been told that the lesson will continue. It becomes redundant. It repeats itself until the lesson is complete. So if we don't like the situation that we're in, the way that we speed the process up to move out of this lesson is to absorb the lesson, to learn from it, to embrace it, and then we can move through it more quickly, learn the lesson of war, learn what it is, we
what?
need to get to a point where we truly want peace, right?
Yeah, but you got to get it desperate. Tim. It's like
Mhm.
going to the Creator at the last minute when you're desperate and saying, "God, I need help. Creator, I need help."
But you weren't there.
Yeah, you got to be desperate enough, and
Yeah.
mankind is not desperate enough.
Yeah. So, and the other thing is that we need to get to a point where we release the ego. And so how does that happen? Usually we have to get to a point of destitution before we give it up to God, right? So this is another thing because the ego is really preventing us from opening our minds. We tend to put on the
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 blinders.
blinders,
Yeah.
so that we're only seeing a small portion of the vibrational field. And what we need to do is get rid of the blinders so that we can see the whole field and we can expand in our understanding. So, another lesson we had was the human ego will have to be destroyed for existence, for our own existence, because we're using the ego to divide
Yeah.
ourselves.
Everybody wants to become better than the next person that has a top spot in a particular
Field.
science
Mhm.
field or whatever. They want, oh, I want to get better than that. So they're fighting against themselves.
Mhm.
They,
So
they
even
don't know why they're doing this thing
Mhm.
except has to do with ego.
Yeah, and we know that as time progresses, we're peeling back the layers of the onion. So even in science, we have to come to a point where we say, we used to think this was the truth, but now it's being revealed that it's something different, or we need to just tweak this understanding a little bit. But there are egos that are in the way people who've written books and they don't want to retract the information they've put out there. So the ego prevents them from releasing the new information and moving us forward as a humanity.
Yeah. So we can call it good science. Good science is learning and understanding what is going on.
And being
Good,
able to let go of the ego so
good
you can
science,
say, hey,
right.
we've learned something
So
else from this.
just because there's science going on, like this at CERN or wherever, all these different science projects are not good science.
Mhm.
We've learned that. But good science does not destroy. In other words, if they invent something right now, they look down the road, it doesn't destroy it. But if they invent something right now and don't look down the road, destruction will probably be in its way.
Mhm. And even if it's something that when we talk about egos getting in the way and being destructive, it can also be somebody who goes after and attacks another person to destroy them who may have a broader truth. So it gets in the way of life, it gets in the way of our expanding our consciousness.
So the only thing that's going to cure this thing is the global exhaustion of fighting. People are finally to the point of enough. All people, not just one or two continents, or three or four continents, or counties, or cities, or etc. All people have to come to the point of exhaustion
Mhm.
of the fighting before
Yeah.
before learning and the remolding will take place. Earth will remold itself, as we've seen right now, volcanic activity. Earth is having earthquakes in places which never in our recorded history has taken time in a frame that doesn't necessarily exist. Now we're finding out, whoa, we didn't know this was there. So things are, Earth is taking over itself.
So we have all these things happening at the
And
same
we could
time.
very well, humanity could very well be in the way of Earth rebalancing itself.
Mhm. But my point is all of this is culminating at the same
It's
time,
all coming
and
together.
it lines up astrologically. We are at the end of a cycle. We've come to a culmination of all the decisions that we have made for thousands of years have culminated to this point in time. At the end of the cycle, we're still wrapping up this lesson on war, and we have earth changes coming on at the same time because the earth is rebalancing and remolding itself and changing in vibration to change the learning field as we enter into a new cycle of learning.
We're at the beginning. The beginning. Not a new thing, but with a recurrence of everything that has happened in the past is happening again.
Because we haven't learned
Right.
it completely.
So it's unfolding itself. And the human race does not understand or understands. It's not new. Man will bring forth his own perception of the fight
Mhm.
in this realm, that's perception. It will happen over and over and over and over again until learning finally takes place. So,
And until mankind cannot believe what his eyes are telling him.
well, that's
Where
what's
when
happening right now.
you come to that point where you doubt everything that you see, everything that you hear, that the leaders become non-existent. It's like, and we're seeing that with this war in Iran, is that they're wiping out all the leaders. But will that continue to spread? Not in the sense of death, but in our own minds, where we move from being controlled by an outside force to self-sovereignty.
Yeah, I don't know because mankind is so stubborn. They want to live in the past.
But is all of
So-
this culminating to
Mhm.
push us
I
to
think it's
reclaiming our
trying to do
self-sovereignty?
but it's trying to do that, but Earth will take over in its own time. Will do its own thing, whether we like it or not.
Yes, but the earth, because this is the end of a cycle, the earth is cleansing, going to go through a cleansing
But
period.
will humanity blend with it? Or humanity will be exhausted out of pretty much existence? That's a question we don't know.
I think we have two choices here. One, we can do it voluntarily, where we decide we want peace, that we come to a point of reconciliation with others,
But yeah,
and that we want to live in harmony with the earth.
and again, it has to be all of mankind wants peace. You can't have peace in one continent and somebody in dictatorship overruling the people and telling them what to do in another continent. That cannot exist.
Right. But we've had the choice to do it voluntarily. But now, because we didn't take that path, we're being forced because we're backed into a corner,
Yeah.
right? And so now we're at that point where we're at the end of the cycle and we haven't voluntarily made the changes. And so things are going to change whether or not we're on
Yeah.
board.
So what all this is causing chaos in the streets around the world. The people are in a chaotic situation. They feel something is coming, something they'll say big is coming. Well, I think they feel the earth doing its own thing, saying, I'm going to purify myself, I'm going to change things, whether they are ready for it or not.
And
So-
you're saying that people are sensing that is
Yeah,
coming.
I think they're sensing that, and they're getting to the point that they're turning against each other. They're turning against their neighbor, their once friends, etc. People are feeling this, and they're turning against each other.
So, but they're saying that this ancient war continues to this day.
That's right. It's been
And-
going on for thousands of years, and
Yeah.
it's still the same wars.
And especially like this war with Israel and Iran
It's been
and
going on
neighboring
thousands
countries.
of years. Yeah.
And that's been going on for a long, long time. And that needs to be settled in the coming years, right?
So-
This all has to be settled. We have to get to a point of exhaustion from it all, feeling destitute, feeling broken down before we decide that we want peace. And when that happens, we shift and we take a new path.
So,
And that is when the lesson has been learned.
yeah, so I got meditation, excuse me, I got meditation. These are fervent beings. Fervent meaning intense or heated emotion and passionate beings.
Mhm.
A power commitment because they do not understand. They only think they understand power.
Mhm.
And that's where things go wrong.
But they don't have the underlying
They do not
understanding
have-
that they need to bring us
No,
to
they do not
peace.
comprehend the meaning or the value of life or the concepts of being. They do not know what the word united
Mhm.
in the South means, period.
So there's people in charge who are leading this war, and they're acting on behalf of the power and the lack of understanding
People
what they're
around
really
the
trying to
world,
do.
it's not just this war, it's around the world. Wars are all over the world
Mhm.
that do not understand.
Yeah. So we're going to tie this together a little bit neater. So we have the war, we have wars, we have chaos, we have confusion, we have earth changes, and all of this taking place under the current planetary alignments. It is the culmination of all the past decisions that have been made that are coming to fruition all at the same time at the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, which is going to be a higher level of learning, a new higher vibration. And so, if we're here to learn, we need to wrap up all these lessons about the vibration that exists in our world today. All these events, vibrational events that are taking place,
So
we need to
yeah.
embrace, be reflective, turn inward. What do we need to learn from this to move us forward so we can complete the lesson and we can move in the direction of peace?
Is to help destroy the human ego, to help destroy.
And that's part of it too.
Yeah. So where are we going through the event process that activates the event processes? They activate the human transformation of the DNA. We've talked about this before. The changes are for a new humanity and it's geared for a new race.
And we're being told the human race is going to
It's going to
change.
change.
It's
It
not
has
going to
to
be the
change.
same.
So the old thought processes will not survive without the violence, the chaos, and in the egos getting in the way.
So, in order for us to shift our thought
We
process,
have to.
we have to get rid of the violence and the ego.
That's right.
And so all these lessons, all the events that are taking place today are to transform us, to get us to a place where we lose the ego and we want peace, and it opens our mind
Yeah,
to a new thinking
that's
process.
one of the learning why we're here.
And I want to add to this. This is a very big one. We've put out a video on it before, and that is we have to come to a point where we realize that ideologies have no place in our world. And
Yes.
this includes ideologies of religion
Mhm.
and other ideologies regarding, whatever belief system that you hold that you want to force on someone else.
Yeah, no, we're talking about take all religions of the world. They all believe in the creator is the number one. Then they span out and go to all these other things. That's an ideology. When you get away from God, the creator of all that is, all it was, and all it will be, then when you span out from that, then you lose all understanding.
But also ideologies, the underlying theme of it is that you want to force it on other people.
Yeah. So
And so we have to get away from that because we're moving into a realm of self-sovereignty. We have to get back to the creator is above all, above all. So, in the recent times, there have been some religions that are putting
Even today,
others
even today,
above creator.
even today. So
Yes.
our lesson here, our lesson right now is we have to learn about the vibration of war,
Mhm.
world war, not just local wars, but world wars. So planetary alignments create the energy field to enable these events to take place. This includes the event of war. We have to learn about the vibration of
Mhm.
war.
Yeah,
So,
and the lessons will continue to repeat
Right.
until they're learned. Also, we need to talk about the materialism. Our world has become very materialistic. It's a distraction to our spiritual path. And that will also be resolved with the wars going on because we're going to have inflation. We're going to have less money available for frivolous spending, and that will correct the
yeah,
materialism.
it's always been thousands of years, it's been like that.
Mhm.
And that's got to correct. So we will enter a time of economic uncertainty. We are in a time of economic
But we'll
uncertainty,
move more into
but
it. Yeah.
we are in it right now. Where will we have self-sustaining?
We're headed for it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so where will we have to rely? We're going to be at the point where we have to rely on each other, your neighbors.
Mhm. And this
So
brings unity
it
and
does. It
oneness.
does.
In fact, our spiritual guides have said things in the past that we are one. And in the framework of when we work together, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are molded together into one vibration, but that we are all working synchronistically together, unified as one.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So right now, the earth is beginning to cleanse itself and to rebalance.
Mhm.
It's not going to be easy for the human race at all to accept. It will also change the vibration
Mhm.
through earthquakes, volcanoes, things that is natural to Earth. Earth is going up in vibration. If we don't want to go up in vibration and understand where the Earth is, then we will not exist.
Yeah,
You know?
because if we resist the change, they have told us it's going to be very rough on you
Yeah.
if you resist the change because we can't stop it. We cannot stop what is going forward and the changes that are planned for humanity and for the earth. So either you move with it, or if you resist it, it's going to be a very, very hard path for you if you resist it.
So we've got to get rid of our ego or try to. We can do it voluntarily, or Earth will do it for us
Yeah,
through
and
hard lessons. That happens as a result the world becoming so destitute that it'll turn to the Creator.
mhm, that, you
No
know,
matter
when we're
what
so
your
broken
no matter
down.
what your so-called religion is, you turn towards the Creator God.
Mhm. So the combined events that are upon us are intersecting at the same time with the astrological alignments, and they are intended to get humanity to a point where there is so much pressure put upon us that we are malleable to change, where we are broken down to a point we let go of our egos. When we fully understand the vibration of war and we are truly wanting peace, and there's a lot of people that don't want peace yet. So I would expect this to continue until those people are finally exhausted
Or
and
annihilated.
want, or they leave this plane, where we no longer are distracted by the material world, and when we are willing to accept the truth and a new thought process that is different from the way we've thought before, opening our minds to a new reality. And we have to come to understand the meaning of life and why we are here. And we have to come to a point where we respect life. And
All life.
this is a big one. All life has to be respected.
So
When you understand why we're here, that we are incarnating here and reincarnating here for the lessons, then we respect life. We respect it for the gift that has been given to us by our Creator, and we respect one another. Then our learning can really accelerate, and humanity can truly have the quantum leap forward that we desire, right?
So right now, as far as I'm concerned, it'll take many years for this to happen, but this will be a process. It will be difficult, extremely hard. But in the end, humanity's course will be corrected.
Mhm.
We will be a little wiser, a little smarter, a little willing to work, a little more willing to work together to solve different problems, accepting and respecting one another
Mhm.
as a purpose of why we're here. So we will begin to live in harmony. This sounds like utopian, but eventually I'll have to come to that with the earth and learn the more natural ways of doing things. The native people have been saying this for years, it's in their records. To do the natural
Mhm.
way of doing things
Mhm.
is the best way to understand yourself and nature.
Mhm.
So we will learn about the universal laws eventually and concepts eventually.
Universal concepts
Yeah,
that govern all
all the
of the
universe.
laws,
Yeah. So
the reason behind the laws.
So with that, and once we get to that point, then we will know the higher self will come forward
Mhm.
and teach us where we're at, where our soul is at, and who we are supposed to be.
Who we truly are at the soul
Yes.
level.
Yeah.
And then we have also been told that these outside entities will they will return, and they will begin to replate our understanding,
Yeah.
meaning that what we understand today is not aligned to truth, and they will come and teach us what the truth is and bring us to a new level of understanding.
As our native people here on this earth, our brothers and sisters will come back and greet us again of who we really are.
Mhm. Yes, it is going to be difficult, but there is a silver lining in all of it. And if we understand the process, then we can move with it. We can shorten the duration of the difficult times in the process.
So,
And so it makes it easier on us, right?
so share this with your family and friends and send it out to those that you think may want to learn more about getting rid of the ego, learning how to become more humble with each other. Word out, because time is getting extremely short
Mhm.
here, and Earth is beginning to cleanse itself, just beginning.
Mhm.
But if we can either soften this cleansing, or we can take it harsh and hard.
Yeah, it's either the lessons that you take in as you go, just observing, or it's the lessons of hard knocks.
Yeah.
That's where it gets down to.
Yeah. So
If you have found this useful, please hit the like button. I think we fail to tell people to do that often enough, but this information really does need to get out into the public. So if you leave a comment, if you like us, if you subscribe, this is all going to help that process of expanding our understanding of what we need to do here so that we can lighten the load for everybody.
Right, even if you don't like us, leave a comment that we can understand.
Peace be with you on your journey to enlightenment. Have a great week.